Another cup of Maxwell House coffee, George?
Well, sure. Pour me a cup, Gracie.
You know Maxwell House is always good to the last drop.
And that drop's good, too.
Yes, it's Maxwell House Coffee Time, starring George Burns and Gracie Allen. With yours truly, Bill Goodwin. The music of Meredith Wilson and his orchestra. Mel Blanc, Bea Benaderet, Elliott Lewis, and Dick Ryan. For your Thursday night comedy enjoyment, it's George and Gracie. And for your everyday coffee drinking enjoyment, it's Maxwell House. The coffee that's always good to the last drop. It's morning in the Burns home, and George and Gracie are seated across the breakfast table from one another. Gracie's unhappy because George has his face hidden in the morning paper. Silly girl.
George, I get awfully tired looking at the back of the paper. George Burns, pay attention to me.
Huh?
I wait all night long for this moment, and then what happens? You bury your face in the morning paper.
You wait all night long just to see my face?
No, to see the morning paper.
Oh.
Naturally, I want to see your face, too.
Well, thanks. Of course, all men look bad first thing in the morning.
Well, that's where you're different, George. You look the same all day long.
I do, huh?
Yeah, always handsome.
Oh, well, if I'm so handsome, why do you want to look at the paper?
Well, it's my work, George. I have to keep up on current events. It's not my fault that I'm a newspaper columnist.
Well, when you find out whose fault it is, let me know. Want to have a few words with him.
Yeah. George, it may interest you to know that in the newspapers, I am referred to as the Walter Winchell of the West Coast.
Where in the newspapers?
In my column.
Gracie, don't compare yourself with Winchell. He has a terrific following. A while back, he appealed for blood for a man, and thousands responded.
That's an idea. I think I'll do the same.
But you don't know anyone who needs blood.
You're cute.
Forget it. Let me read the paper.
All right. But read it out loud so I can discuss current events with you. Any subject at all, George. You can mix them up.
I'll just read them. You'll mix them up.
Toss me something. Sports, high finance, education.
All right, education. According to the papers, school teachers are getting too little. Do you agree?
No. A little school teacher can be just as smart as a big one.
They're getting too little money.
Oh. Well, I agree there. Try another subject.
Do you think the White Sox have got a chance this year?
No Sox have got a chance now that nylons are back.
I quit.
No, George, I'm rolling now. Try politics.
Okay. The big question before Congress is whether to spend $400 million on turkey in Greece.
Oh, I can tell them how to save money.
How?
Roast the turkey and they won't need the grease.
Gracie, they're not going to cook the turkey.
Oh, you mean Congress is going to let all that gas go to waste?
Yeah. Look, they want to send the $400 million to the countries, Turkey and Greece. They're Balkan countries.
Well, how do you like that? We want to send them $400 million in their Balkan.
You take the paper.
Too fast for you.
Oh, fast.
Well, I've had enough current events. I think I'll look at the real estate ad.
Why the real estate ads?
Oh, I read them every morning. I'm fascinated by the prices that people are getting for property. Now, listen to this ad. Hillside home for sale. $15,000 buys this lovely cave.
With windows? $15,000 for a cave?
Yeah, oh, that's nothing. Listen to this one. For sale. Small, unfurnished house, $22,000. If interested, will kill present tenants.
Kill them?
Yeah, they're chickens.
Oh, a chicken house for 20. Well, that's a steal. That's a steal.
People will buy any sort of a house these days. George, I've got an idea. Why don't we sell our little 6-room house and retire?
Only millionaires retire. And we're not millionaires.
We will be after we sell our house.
I'd rather not sell.
But people are getting fantastic figures for their houses. We can, too.
Look, come in.
Hi, Burnses.
Hello, Bill.
Ask Bill his opinion.
Opinion on what?
Well, I think I could get a fantastic figure for this house.
Forget it, Gracie.
Thanks, Bill.
When you married George, you got the most fantastic figure this house will ever see.
You know, comedian, you'd be dead without those convenient straight lines from Gracie. Say that to Bill again, Gracie. But instead of fantastic figure, say lots of money. Let him fool around with that.
All right. Bill, I think I could get lots of money for this house.
A really fantastic figure, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Forget it, Gracie. When you married George, you got the most fantastic figure.
I'm stuck between Abbott and Costello.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Bill, I want to sell our house and George doesn't.
Well, owning this house gives me a feeling of security.
But don't worry about that, George. You still got the youth, the good looks, and the talent that got you this house.
I have?
Sure, Gracie won't leave you.
Thanks, son.
You care to try that one a different way?
No, I'll settle.
Oh, Bill. You're not helping matters any by teasing George. Well, how about it, dear? Can I sell the house? Give me a definite yes or no. Don't leave me on the fence now.
No.
Help me back on the fence, Bill.
Give her a...
Gracie, listen, you don't have to ask George. According to law, this house is as much yours as it is his.
It is?
Sure.
Bill, we'll see you later.
Gracie, aren't you and George joint tenants?
Yeah, we live in the joint together.
Well, according to the community property law, this house is half yours.
Bill, you've got to leave now, huh?
Oh,
No?
well, so, according to law, half of this house is mine, huh, Bill?
Sure. Just like half of George's money is yours.
Money, too?
Bill, there's a blonde looking for you at Hollywood and Vine.
She'll wait.
Paul.
Gracie,
Pretty
Gracie, doesn't George give you any money?
No, not a penny.
Well, I'll explain why, Bill. If Gracie carries money, I'm afraid a hold-up man will hit her over the head.
Yeah, George says now if I'm hit over the head, we're not out anything.
She's waiting, Bill. A tall, blonde, pretty girl.
I don't have to go.
Oh.
Oh, I want to hear more about this beautiful community property law.
Shame on you for not telling her, George. Believe me, if I were married, my wife would know about it. My wife would get half of everything that belonged to me.
She would, huh?
Sure. That's why I'm single. So long, straight man.
Goodbye, comic. You know, Gracie, I meant to tell you all about that community property law the day we were married, but it sort of slipped my mind.
Yeah, for 15 years.
Well, I've been busy looking
Oh,
at
well,
the
I
funnies.
forgive you. I'll forgive you if you'll let me sell the house.
But, Gracie...
But now look at these prices, George. There's a boom on.
Boom, schmoom...
We can sell our house and buy a smaller one and take a nice vacation with a profit.
Well, maybe you've got something
Well,
there.
of course I have.
Well, okay. I'll put a for sale sign in the front yard. And when I sell it, you'll get half the money.
No, George. What do we care about that old community property law? For 15 years you took everything and it worked out all right, didn't it?
Well, sure.
So for the next 15 years, I'll take everything.
Daring young man on the flying trapeze. Thousands cheered him in New York last night, Meredith.
Right along with the clowns, the waltzing elephants, and the beautiful ballerinas on bareback. Yes, Bill, the circus is back for another season, bringing memories of old-time circus days.
Rich, warm memories for most of us, Meredith. Early morning mist at the freight yards with the bright painted wagons unloading. The strains of the Calliope on Main Street as you followed the circus parade. Memories that explain why, down through the years, the circus has always been such a thrilling and colorful part of the American scene. Proud of its own long record of pleasing the people, Maxwell House coffee truly belongs to the American scene, too. Coffee is our national drink. And today, more people buy and enjoy Maxwell House than any other brand of coffee at any price. It's Maxwell House wherever you go. Flavor explains this nationwide preference, that good to the last drop Maxwell House flavor that results from the masterful blending of these carefully selected Latin American coffees. Manizales for mellowness. Medellins for richness. Other choice coffees for vigor. And Bucaramangas for full body. Adding up to great coffee at its very best. So, friends, why not enjoy the brew that's tops for coffee drinking pleasure? You can for just a fraction of a penny more per cup than you'd pay for the cheapest coffees sold. Make yours Maxwell House. Always good to the last drop.
Look, George, a man is out front reading our for sale sign. I'll run out and grab him and drag him in here.
Oh,
huh?
no, Gracie. That's no way to sell anything. You gotta play hard to get. Be independent.
Independent?
Independent. Remember when I was trying to sell you on marrying me? I didn't smother you with hugs and kisses. I acted cold and indifferent.
Well, George, I married you. You can stop the act now.
Never mind, you get the idea. Don't bow and scrape to the guy. Act like you don't care whether you sell the house or not.
Okay, if you say so.
Independent.
How do you do? I read your sign out front.
Pretty nosy, aren't you?
Not that independent. You see, what
Well, I thought I might be interested in buying your house.
You and who else?
I think it won't make
Gee, you don't seem very anxious to sell.
Then hit the road, man.
My wife is a little confused, mister. We do want to sell the house. We're asking $15,000.
Oh, that's pretty steep. Would you consider less?
The price is $15,000. Take it or leave it.
Hey, you're quite a businesswoman. Surprising to find that quality in a girl so young and pretty.
When I said $15,000, I meant 50. What did you say?
Well, I said you were very young and pretty. In fact, you're one of the loveliest young ladies I've ever seen.
Oh, never mind that stuff. The price is $12,000. Take it or leave it.
12?
Why, your figure would be the envy of any movie star.
That'll get you nowhere. The price is $8,000.
We're asking 15.
You stay out.
Oh, yeah, I'm a stranger. I shouldn't butt in.
What are you saying, mister?
I can't get over how young you look. You have all the freshness and charm of a schoolgirl.
Well, the price is still $3,000.
Wait a minute.
Oh, honestly, you look like you should be wearing bobby socks.
You're just wasting your time, mister. I won't take a penny less than $200.
Look, why don't you just give him the house?
Sir, you misjudge this girl. Although she is beautiful, she's also very, very intelligent.
Take the house. Take the house.
Oh, no, he don't.
Oh, he's right. I couldn't accept a gift from a child barely 16. Some money will have to change hands.
Daddy, write the man out a check.
Some salesman you turned out to be. We'll never get this house sold.
Oh, well, don't worry, dear. I've arranged a plan that can't miss.
What sort of a plan?
Well, I've got Meredith Wilson waiting outside.
Oh.
And as soon as the buyer shows up, Meredith will come in and pretend to bid against him. That way, we're sure to get a big price.
Well, I don't like the idea of my house being sold by two nitwits.
Oh, so I'll be here to help you and Meredith.
Yes, wait a minute.
Now, I'll get it. That's probably a customer now.
How do you do? I notice this house is for sale.
Oh, that's right. Come in.
This is just the house I've been looking for. I'd be willing to pay
No,
about...
wait a minute. Don't make a bid yet.
Why not?
Well, I prefer to have two buyers bidding at the same time.
But it might be hours before you get another buyer.
Oh, no, it won't. You see. Come in.
Pardon this intrusion, but I'm interested in buying your house.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Allow me to introduce myself. I am Mr. Wilson, a well-to-do Pasadena millionaire.
Oh, no.
Well, you're just in time to bid against this other gentleman, Mr. Wilson.
Very well. However, I warn you, sir, that I am stinking rich.
Look, Mr. Wilson.
If you've got so much money, why do you want this place?
Because of my hobby, sir.
Your hobby?
Yes, I collect houses.
Mr. Wilson.
It's quite a fascinating hobby. Keeps me active and out of Pasadena. Shall we commence the bidding?
Okay, your money doesn't scare me. I'll say $11,000.
12,000.
13.
14.
15.
Sold. Too bad, Mr. Wilson.
20,000.
I'm still with you, brother. 21,000.
22.
23.
Let's skip over to 30. Money means nothing to me.
But it does to me. Now let the man...
$31,000, and that is my final offer.
The house is yours. Take it.
It's mine for 31?
Absolutely. Here's a pen and a blank check.
Well, what do you say now, Mr. Wilson?
75,000.
Okay, you win.
But, mister...
I can't compete with a Pasadena millionaire.
But, mister,
Goodbye.
you can't...
Easily discouraged, wasn't he? Well, I'm glad I was able to be of help.
Meredith.
Yes, George?
Get out of here!
Arthur Swartz wrote Gal and Calico. Meredith Wilson plays it. George, you mean to tell me you haven't sold this place yet?
No, and we've had plenty of chances. But Gracie messed them all up with her screwy salesmanship.
Oh, I've just had bad luck, that's all.
Bad luck. Tell Bill what you said to the man who wanted to know if the house was built of well-seasoned lumber.
I said the lumber must be well seasoned because the termites seem to be enjoying eating it.
Too bad he wasn't a termite.
Yes. And how about the... I get a laugh. I'm so happy. And how about the woman who wanted to know if there was enough room in the house for her 3 children? You insulted her.
Well, I didn't understand what she meant, George. She said, could I have 3 children here? And I said, not now, we're busy.
I say that's a very logical answer.
Well, here's another prospect. Now, let's try to make a sale this
All
time.
right, dear. Yes?
How do you do? I notice your cottage is for sale.
Oh, yes. Won't you come in? I'm Mrs. Burns.
Indeed. And this fine-looking gentleman must be Mr. Burns.
No, I'm Mr. Goodwin.
Oh, yes. This is Mr. Burns.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yes. You'll find this place is a real bargain at $15,000. Just look around.
I presume these are the servants' quarters?
Oh, no. This is where we live. I'm afraid there aren't any servants' quarters.
Oh, Mrs. Burns, don't you have someone to do the laundry and the ironing and the housework?
Oh, of course. But he sleeps in my room.
How utterly bourgeois.
He is not. He's very nice.
Gracie, there's some real construction on this house, madam. It was built before the war.
Obviously, you refer to the Civil War.
You know that style of architecture better than we would.
Gracie, this is a customer.
My dear young lady, for your information, I'm approaching my 30s.
From which end?
I know you'd like to see the dining room. It's right through that door.
Very well, I'll have a look.
Gracie, you'll kill the sale.
Well, I don't care. She acts so snooty. Calling you a bourgeois.
Look, Burns, why don't you let me handle this woman? I absolutely guarantee to sell the house.
Well, that's good enough for me. Bill, take over.
Okay.
Now, remember, the price is $15,000, good foundation, shingle roof.
My dear, your dining room is terribly small. Why, I could hardly get my buffet in there.
Well, you could have the door widened.
Take over, Bill.
Okay, George. Madam, you'll love this place. It's just right for 2. Have you got a husband?
No.
Pet?
With the right party, I might be persuaded. Oh, you mean cat or dog? No, I'm afraid not.
We caught you.
But perhaps some nice gentleman will call on me. You, for instance, Mr. Goodwin.
Oh, I'd be delighted. You've got what it takes to attract me.
I have?
Yes, you have such well, and then there's your, and just look at, and you're so... Take my advice, lady. Keep plenty of Maxwell House coffee in the kitchen.
What?
Love that coffee. Maxwell House is so rich, delicious, and mellow. That famous Maxwell House flavor, you know, is the result of careful selection and blending of premium Latin American coffees, radiant roasted to perfection.
Bill, tell her about our home. It's for sale, you know.
It's no wonder more people buy and enjoy Maxwell House than any other brand of coffee in the world. People will flock here if you serve Maxwell House.
Tell her...
Mr. Goodwin, would you only call on me if I had Maxwell House coffee in the kitchen?
Oh, no, I'd call on you no matter what room you kept it in. And no matter how many cups I drank, it wouldn't bother your budget a bit. You see, Maxwell House is tops in coffee-drinking pleasure, yet it costs but a fraction of a penny more per cup than the cheapest coffee you can buy.
Our dwelling, Bill. Tell her about our little dwelling. Nice foundation, shingles on the roof.
In Maxwell House, you get so much more for so little more. That's why so many millions of Americans agree today's coffee buy is Maxwell House, the coffee that's always good to the last drop.
Our little cottage, Bill. Sell it.
Oh, yes. This is a nice little place.
Young man, you've made a sale.
You're going to buy the house?
No, I'm going to the market and get some of that coffee.
Well, that's great. I thought you guaranteed to sell the house.
George, I didn't say which house I'd sell. It just happens I sold Maxwell House. So, Lark.
Well, we'll never sell this place. I'm going out and take the sign down.
No, George. That snooty woman gave me an idea. I know how to sell it now.
How?
Well, we've got to make people think that the place is valuable. Impress them.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Nope, there's another customer, George. Now, watch me pour it on. I'll make them think this house is worth a fortune.
Okay.
Yes?
How do you do? I'd like to look at your house.
Oh, well, come right in. George, take his hand and lead him through the carpet.
Through the carpet?
Oh, yes. The nap is so thick, strangers sometimes get lost in it.
It's thick nap. Thick.
You and your husband don't seem to sink down in it.
Oh, we don't, huh? Well, would you think to look at us that we're a tall couple in the circus?
Now, Gracie.
Well, these must be very expensive carpets.
Oh, everything in this house costs a fortune. Now, notice these walls. They were put in here when the house was built. See, that way they fit better.
Yes.
That's where I heard it, yeah.
The walls and the ceilings are solid mahogany, of course.
Solid mahogany?
Mm-hmm.
Then why did you cover them with plaster and wallpaper?
Oh, we like good things, but we're not show-offs.
Yes. Say, there's a big crack in the plaster.
Oh, please, that's not a crack. It's an observation slit.
Observation slit?
If we know a person well, we let him peek in at the mahogany.
My wife likes to exaggerate a little.
Yes, well, I did exaggerate. We only let relatives peek at the mahogany. Well, let's look at the dining room. Right through that door.
Very well.
Oh, careful now. Don't squeeze the doorknob too hard. Gold is so soft, you know.
The doorknob is gold?
Well, my husband hasn't been to the dentist in years. When he gets a cavity, he just takes a bite out of the doorknob.
Yes.
Oh, and notice that chandelier over the table? All diamonds.
Diamonds?
Mm-hmm. We have more carats over the table than we have on it.
Slow down, Gracie. Look, mister, I'd say a fair price for the house would be $15,000.
Is that all?
Oh, well, he means 15,000 pounds. We're British, you know.
British?
Tip-tip.
Stop with the pip-pip. 15,000 pounds is $75,000.
Well, I couldn't go quite that high, but I'll give you 40,000.
40,000, it's a deal.
Let me get out my fountain pen. I'll make out the check.
Okay.
Pardon me, all. I left my hat here a while ago.
Oh, well, it's on the chair. Now, sir, just make that check out to George N. Burns.
Oh, is it wonderful, Meredith? This man has offered us $40,000 for our house.
I'll make it 80,000.
Meredith.
80,000?
Oh, match my bid, eh? Very well. 100,000.
Brother, this is too rich for my blood. Goodbye.
Meredith. Come here.
Yes, George?
You, George, that crack in the wall is big enough now. Stop trying to stuff Meredith's head into it.
Join us again next Thursday when we'll all be back. George Burns, Gracie Allen, Meredith Wilson and his orchestra, yours truly, Bill Goodwin. The George Burns and Gracie Allen Show is written by Paul Henning and Keith Fowler. And now stay tuned to Noah Webster Says, which follows immediately over most of these stations.
Good night, everybody.
Dad been mad? He'll be glad with Instant Maxwell House coffee. It's instant, it's new. It's good to the last drop, too. Yes, trust Maxwell House to make a better instant coffee. True coffee flavor, true coffee aroma, because it's all coffee made from America's favorite, the famous Maxwell House blend. And thrifty. A jar of Instant Maxwell House makes fully as much as a pound of regular coffee. So get Instant Maxwell House. Wonderfully delicious. Good to the last drop.
This is NBC, the national broadcasting company.